off our recording, and we have great leaders in our midst. Dr. Linda Tomai from Australia and Dr. Mike Littman from India, I suppose, or USA. I will clarify that in a minute. We have Ambassador Armin Fagon this afternoon on WhatsApp at 3 p.m. And we have Ambassador Afonso Bedell this evening on WhatsApp. Right. 4 factors that can limit and stop us from fulfilling our purpose, achieving, succeeding in life, and be transformed. These 4 factors are ignorance, lack of understanding, lack of vision, unknown of our identity of who we are, our purpose, our why. And that is the moment of the truth. And that is why this kind of masterclass is being organized, so that we can break free from ignorance, lack of understanding, lack of vision, and unknown of our identity. But everything in life requires hard work, dedication, commitment, sacrifice, investment, honesty, integrity, and also gratitude. And that is why we're encouraging all our youth globally to become a life learner. However, curiosity will keep you thirsty for more, and no matter your level of education, you should never stop learning. And Y.Y.C.I Mama said, and I quote, "A thirst for knowledge is something that can never be quenched and should be a lifelong quest." So discover what you are capable of and keep yourself in a growth mindset and keep learning. All our dreams can come through if we have the courage to pursue them by Walt Disney. And mindset is everything. Without renewing mindset, there will be no transformation. Wisdom is the principal thing, and in all our getting, we get understanding. Better understanding of life, which leads you to better and quality performance, and to fulfill your purpose in life, we start only by personal development, self-actualization, self-assessment, and self-love. Also, you can examine the situations around you and the challenges you are facing with critical thinking and find solution. Steve Maribor said that when your mindset changes, everything changes along with it. The mind is the limit. As long as the mind can envision the fact that you can do something, you can do it. As long as you really believe it 100%, said by Arnold Schwarzenegger. Limitations live only in our minds. But if we use our imaginations, our possibilities become limitless, said by Jamie Paroliti. So if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change when dying. So permit me now, let me quickly say this. There is power inside of you to create, to build, to perform, and become. And yes, you are gifted. So dream big, start small, and grow bigger, but be determined and focused. Rise up and take up the giant leap, because this is your time to achieve, to become, to give birth, to receive, to perform, and to celebrate. Yes, you can. So permit me now to welcome our first speaker of today, 16th March 2024, Dr. Linda Tomai Duong is an internationally acclaimed leader, renowned for her transformative book, Connection, The Currency to Happiness. Her achievements span across academia, literary success, and empowerment initiatives, including the founding of 3 Hearts, Coachable, and Link Coaching, all dedicated to enriching lives. Topic that she will be sharing with us today will be on self-leadership in business or entrepreneurship. We want to say more about our great speaker. Dr. Linda Tomai Duong is a visionary leader whose journey epitomizes the transformation of dreams into tangible achievements with an unwavering belief in the power of action. She has turned every aspiration she's pursued into reality, embodying the method, follow your heart, follow your dreams. While scholars dived into the intricacy of connection and happiness, Dr. Linda immersed herself in over 4 decades of real-life experiences, shaping a profound insight shape in her book, Connection, the Currency to Happiness. Access your happiness right here, right now. Its international success, reaching #1 status globally, not only resonated with readers worldwide, but also had her being inducted into the International Best-Selling Author Organization. Let's also know more about her. Her impactful presence in a documentary earned the film an impressive 24 global awards, and her incredible imparted sparked invitations to translate her captivating narrative into cinematic form, igniting anticipation for her story to unfold on the big screen. In addition to her literary and humanitarian impacts, Dr. Linda's entrepreneurial ventures like Three Hearts, Coachable, and Link Coaching reflect her commitment to fostering growth and empowerment in others. Echoing the sentiment of Barbara Cashman, who shared at 76 years old, Three Hearts has challenged me to think and be more than I thought I was. Wow. Dr. Linda Tomai Duong's story serves as a beacon, reminding us to follow our heart, pursue our dreams with unwavering determination. So, permit me this morning to welcome Dr. Linda to our platform to share an incredible, credible information that can transform our leadership, our business, and our entrepreneurship. You are welcome, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the invitation. I'm so pleased to be here. Greetings from Sydney, Australia, everybody. I am so pleased to be here. May I share the screen, please?
Yes, you can.
Yes, sure. That will be wonderful. So today I have a very short lesson to share with everyone because leadership is so big, right? So I am going to share what's most practical so that you can use straight away. So first of all, let's just have a quick definition. What is self-leadership? Self-leadership is the ability to understand oneself, to take control of one's actions, and guide oneself towards achieving personal and professional goals. And I have personally done that. And that's what has enabled me to achieve every single dream I have thus far. So what it is that it involves being proactive, disciplined, and, be accountable for one's thoughts and emotions and behavior. Self-leadership encompasses several key components, including self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, goal setting, and continuous learning. Like Dr. Elizabeth had mentioned earlier, we need to be lifelong learners in order to keep expanding ourselves and keep being the best version of ourselves. And it empowers us each individually to effectively manage our own resources to make informed decisions and to adapt to challenges and opportunities to pursuit of the success and fulfillment. And I'm so passionate to share with you all. But for the time constraint, I just want to share with you 3 points that will help you immediately so that you can apply immediately. I just want to make sure that everyone can see my slides.
Yeah, is it possible to enlarge it?
Yes. Yes. Is that
That's
better?
good.
Can you see it all?
Perfect,
Great.
perfect, perfect.
Great. So I will only share 3 tips, but these 3 tips will be able to help you dramatically if you are willing to put into practice. Now, we all know informations are everywhere, but what makes it difference is that you are going to apply the information that you're going to receive tonight. Okay, so I invite you to take notes if you like, but most importantly, to promise yourself to go away and actually use these informations, because these are the information that I actually help the leaders, executive leaders, even on their daily basis. And you might think that these are so simple, and yet because it's so simple, when you apply it, it is actually very transformative. So these days we are very, very busy, and sometimes we have so many to-dos, right? And this is my simplest tool for you to simplest strategy for you to be able to stay laser focused and to actually do less but achieve more. So it's very simple. 4 squares, right? You have the top important, and the bottom one is not so important. And then I beg your pardon. And then you have urgent and not so urgent. So if you put your to-do list in these 4 quadrants, you'll be able to very quickly identify what you need to do first. And the idea is that you always focus on this one first, right? And if every day you do in this format, you barely have to-do list. And that's how you minimize stress. That's how you minimize overwhelm, because every day, we can get so overwhelmed with so many to do. Everyone wants to do a lot these days, right? And as a result, we can get burned out. And it doesn't matter what position you are. When you hit burnout, it is not good. Okay. The higher achieving you are, the busier you are, the more chances that you get burnout. And once you get burnout, you really crash and it doesn't serve you. So this is a very simple tool, very, very simple strategy to use. So yeah, please feel free to jot it down. Make sure you use it. The number 2 strategy I like to share with you, or tip I should say, is clarity of mind. Now, this sounds very simple. 3 words, clarity of mind. But the higher position you go, the more you do as a leader, the quicker, unfortunately, our minds can get clouded, right? So I love this quote from Napoleon Hill. He's the greatest, in terms of our coaching industry. Everybody almost, every coach know Napoleon Hill. If you don't, please look him up, right? So I love this quote when he says, "Whatever the mind of a man can conceive and believe, it can achieve." Now, we all, most of us, right, would know that. However, it's not so easy to achieve when your mind is not clear, right? When you have a lot of going on, you can become so overwhelmed and you can become stressed so easily. And when you hit that state, you no longer have clarity of mind. And everything is like, oh, too much. And when you come to that stage, it's so opposite to this statement, to this quote, right? Because when your mind is not clear, you don't have the sense of direction. You can't make decisions clearly and promptly. And so everything turns into chaos. And in order to have clarity of mind, I would share with you one most simple strategy. You would almost say, "Oh my God, I know that," right? But the key here is to do it, okay? I want you to promise yourself, not me, not us, because you're not doing it for us. You're doing it for yourself. I want you to promise yourself that you're going to do this, okay? What are you going to do? You are going to get out to nature and connect with nature. You just go for a walk, go for a swim. I don't know, depends on your city, the place you are in. If you are in somewhere that is near nature, a big park, a mountain, that's wonderful, beach. Now, if you don't have any of those, if you're saying, Linda, I live in a big city, I don't have any of those natures nearby, that's okay. Because of technology, we are very, very lucky. We are very, very blessed these days. All you need to do is turn on YouTube with meditation music, and some of them has the most beautiful nature. Why? Why do we need to connect with nature? Because when our mind is so busy, it gets stressed. When you're stressed, you can no longer think clearly and creatively. Creativity is what makes our whole world, right? Creativity is what creates cars, everything, right? AI even, right? So without your clarity of mind, you are not able to tap into the creativity. But even before that, let's go a step backward. By going out to nature, you are able to park all your busy thoughts aside temporarily, momentarily, so that you can have space of mind to breathe. It's really healthy. More and more people now have mental health issues, right? Because of the stress. So at least you have a chance to slow down a little bit. And if you can, I would invite you to do meditation. Meditation doesn't mean you have to sit there, go, it doesn't have to be. All it is just take a few breaths, be aware of your environment, look at the flowers, smell the flowers, hear the bird, hear the lake, hear the wind, see the animals around you. All of these sound so basic, but let me tell you, I have a business leader who read my book, and I highly, highly recommend. I talk about nature all the time. And that was one thing that I recommend in the book. Many things, one of the things. And he did that, right? He committed to 30 days hiking in nature. And he also does meditation. And guess what happened? Such a simple exercise, but the result was profound. He said that he already had 3 companies, he already had 3 business before that. But this time around, he grew the company fastest from 0 to 38 staff by simply doing that. Why? How? Well, let me tell you, these are his story, right? We did an interview, and I wish I had the interview to share with you. Anyway, so what happens is that when he hiked to the place, mountain, wherever it is, he sat for meditation, he was able to calm his busy mind. And once you're in the calmness of mind, like I said, the creativity comes in. And when the creativity comes in, you feel more inspired to take action. So he has an idea, he take action. He goes home, he said, I'm having dinner, I have another idea, I take action. While he's showering, another idea comes, I take another action. The key though, is that you allow your mind to be so calm that allow the creativity to surface, right? And when you're in a creative mode, you're more likely to be inspired. And when you're inspired, you're more likely to take action. And what happens? When you take action, it equates results, right? We cannot expect results when we don't take action. But the whole key is have clarity of mind by connecting with nature. So I hope that I have emphasized that enough, the importance of it. And I hope that you will do it, okay? I hope that you will promise yourself that you will do it. But the key is keep consistency, okay? Don't just do it for one day. One day is good, better than none. But keep doing it, yeah? Keep doing it. Build it into your daily life habit. That is when it's beneficial. And now I'm going to share with you tip number 3. Tip number 3 is emotional regulation. Now, a lot of us know that. Of course we know that, but do we do it? What happens is that when you go through about the busy days, something happened, another thing happened, and sometimes we just react on the go, right? And the emotions gets piled up and the stress gets piled up. And sometimes when we in that roller coaster emotions, our decisions are not very sharp. We would react out of emotions. Sometimes we regret our reactions. Sometimes we say things that is not as wise as leaders, right? As leaders, we need to always be conscious of what we say, because whatever we say affect the whole team, affect everybody around us. If you're a parent, it affects your partner, your children, right? If you're at work, a leader or team leader, it affects your whole team. Whatever we do, it has the ripple effects, right? And if you're happy, happiness doesn't stay idle, right? If you're happy, your happiness, that happy vibe, that positivity of energy transpires to everyone around you, right? So that's why it's really, really critical to be aware of your emotions and constantly regulate it, constantly being aware, okay, what am I feeling? You move from one task to another, have a little pause. How am I going? How am I traveling? Okay, I'm a little bit tired. Okay, let's have a bit of water. You go about another task. Okay, this is not going well. I'm a bit frustrated. If you know you're frustrated, take a breath, right? Take a breath, right? And that allows you to have a little breather to collect your mind before you go to the next task. If you know that I'm a little bit stressed and I'm not liking this, right? Take a breath, okay? Take a breath again. And if you can, smile to yourself, tell it's okay, it's all right. You can work things out. When you say the three word, it's okay, it's very simple, but let me tell you, it is very powerful, because you reassure yourself that things will be okay. And that will actually allows yourself to slow down a little bit, not to be so reactive on the go, right? So I love this quote. Aristotle said, knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Isn't that amazing? It takes a lot for us to turn inward to know ourselves. So what I usually talk about is that I talk about self-leadership as opposed to mind mastery or life mastery, because with the term mastery, it's almost too big, right? We cannot have life mastery or self mastery, because you know why? Every single day we evolve at the next level. Every single day we have learned something new, or every single day we become a different version. So we will never complete or at the point where we master ourselves until the day we go into the graveyard, right? So that's why I talk about self leadership. When we lead ourselves well, our emotions, our thoughts, our behavior, our actions, when we lead ourselves well, we can lead our family well, we can lead our friends, our business, our courses, our community, right? Even the nation. And so that's why it's very important to have self-awareness and emotional regulation. I also love this quote. This quote is, for a man to conquer himself is the first and noblest of all victories. So I love, love, love these quotes, and feel free to write it down if you like. And this is another one that I like. The essence of knowledge is self-knowledge. Isn't that amazing? So before we want to conquer the world, before we want to lead the whole team, we need to lead ourselves, right? And so with these three simple tools, I find that on a very daily basis, it really helped me and it helped my clients, even the highest executive, right? I have helped people who had raised billions of dollars, right? But as you know, business, there's ups and downs, right? And when they lost it all, they have to begin again. And this is the most effective, simplest tool that I have helped. Now, before we go to Q&A, I want to share something else with you. By sharing these few simple tools, it's not just me talking. I want to share with you some proof that it really has helped me to achieve every single dream I have. I will not have time to tell you the story, but I will show you the pictures because the pictures show 1,000 words, right? These are the businesses that I run. I'm going to make the picture bigger again for you. So these are the business that I run. This was me. I was born at the end of the Vietnam War. I didn't have anything. I didn't even have color pencils. I never knew what a computer looked like before I came to Australia. I never know a word of English. I never even seen the world map, didn't have YouTube, anything, right? But these are my dreams. I opened the bridal boutique in Sydney 23 years ago. I've been to around the world. This is Alaska 25 years ago. I was a teacher. I teach in every setting that you invite me. Like I said, I didn't have color pencils when I was little. This is my art exhibition. This was my first piece of artwork, and it was selected as the centerpiece. And it was so humbling. I won more awards. I won more awards. This is my self-portrait, was selected for the Women's Art Prize as a finalist on the theme of equality. And I titled it I Matter, because I matter, you matter, we all matter. That's my message for everyone. My book has achieved #1 bestseller in Australia, in Canada, in UK, #5 in US, making it #1 international bestseller. And I achieved a medal for that. And I'm also featured on the Top Authors magazine. So let me tell you, those tools work, those strategies work. Prior to the pandemic, proceeds from the book has helped over 1,000 students in Uganda, over 120 teachers. Now, we all know one teacher's lifetime would have impacted countless of students and the ripple effect. But here we were able to help over 120 teachers. And this is just one school. My work has impacted countless of lives by simply applying those simple strategies. This is the World Congress Positive Psychology. There's big story here, which I don't have time to tell you. We all want to be the change we want to see in the world. So self-leadership is the key. This is in San Diego in 2017. People from 32 countries around the world, 400 social conscious entrepreneurs. Three Hearts has a message for world peace, which I have to share with you next time. Unfortunately, we won't have time today, right? This is amazing, Barbara. She's a glass artist. She has an artwork in the White House. It's amazing. She said, Linda, Three Hearts has challenged me to be more than what I thought I was. It's just incredible. This is a documentary that I'm featured in. I have so much more to share with you, but all I want to let you know is that never, ever to underestimate the power in you. Look at this little girl. Who knows what she could have become? But the work that she's done has impacted countless of lives. So do remember those 3 strategies that I shared with you tonight. They are super simple, but they are super powerful because I use it every single day. And not just me, my clients, my executive clients use it every single day. And I hope that it serves you. Now, I might have a few minutes for Q&A. I leave that to Professor Elizabeth to moderate.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Linda, for sharing with us this early morning on Saturday, 16th of March. We really appreciate it. I wish you can share your story if that is okay by you, because
Sure. If
your
we have time,
story your
yes.
story will inspire some of us, because
Yes. Would you like me to share the story?
that's one of my own secret. I like to know the story behind the success, you know.
Okay, sure.
Okay,
Let me share the story then.
okay.
So this is my keynote speech. I get invited by companies to deliver the keynote speech. I won't go into too much detail, but I will share with you right from the beginning. So like I said, I was born at the end of the Vietnam War. This I consider the most embarrassing photo on planet Earth because, I still have the pacifier in my mouth. But as young as I was, you could see I was always a thinker already. Now, at this young age, I was already on my knees every single night next to my mother praying for world peace. Let me explain why, how. This is because in Vietnam, the war went on for 30 years. Not one, not three, not 10, 30 years, as you could imagine. So my incredible mom let me, we were on our knees every single night, no change. At exactly 7 p.m., we would be praying for world peace. So the three hearts was actually imprinted in me long, long ago. So at the time, I didn't have anything. I didn't even have color pencils. All I've seen was black and white TV, black and white photos, nothing else. Very basic. I never know what a computer looked like. Never seen the world map. Couldn't travel anywhere because I had motion sickness. I came to Sydney, Australia at the age of 15. No English, no friends whatsoever. Really, really difficult. After high school, I studied fashion design. Why? Because as a little girl, all I wanted was a dress. I didn't even have a dress, right? So that planted a seed that I want to be a fashion designer, even though I didn't know what it was called. So I studied fashion design. These are my designs in wedding magazines. I won awards. It was in, let me move this up. It was in 2001, 23 years ago. I designed everything. I designed the logo, everything. So that's dream number one. Dream number two, like I said, I didn't see color photos, right? When after my sister come to Sydney, Australia, when she sent the photo home, it was the first time I seen someone with blonde hair and blue eyes. And I was like, oh my goodness, what is this? All my life, I only seen, black hair, black eyes, right? Now we call it brown hair, brown eyes. Back then, I only know black hair, right? So I was just mesmerized. I was like, oh my God, what is Australia? What's America? Now, I didn't have a map. I didn't have YouTube. I didn't have anything on the outside world. All I could do was daydream. Every single day, I would sit there and daydream. And eventually, I traveled the world. That was dream number two. Dream number three, when I was little in kindergarten, I got really scared when I go to the class. Some of you might relate because the teacher holds a cane to catch the naughty kids. I got so scared I couldn't learn anything until I was in about grade 3. And I met a teacher. She was very kind and she made me feel safe. And I thought, wow, that's how teachers are supposed to be. And I thought I wouldn't mind to be like that when I grow up. So after I have children, I studied primary teaching. And after that, wherever you invite Linda, she's teaching like here tonight. Yeah, I use hand embroidery. This artwork it's actually done by me when I was only 10 years old. It's incredible. I don't even know how I did that. um, so I use hand embroidery at schools to teach children self-leadership. And it's incredible. We thought that only girls like sewing. It's so not true. I busted all myths. Yeah. The boys were the one who couldn't wait to start, and they were the one who was more excited. My daughter, this was my daughter's class. She said, Mom, I wish we could film the whole class. We never have such an exciting class. And this is letter work, right? Usually these men's group are very serious. Yeah. Men's are serious, but look at them. Like I got everybody smiling. When I was invited to teach this leather class, I did not know how to do leather work. I never knew how to. But in a matter of 2 weeks' time, I will learn, I will train myself, and I get it done. So don't tell me those 3 strategies I teach you doesn't work. It works, okay? Now, like I said, I never had color pencils when I was little. After I come to Sydney, Australia, when I saw art gallery for the first time, I was like, oh my goodness, what is this? How do you do it? How do artists do it? Eventually, after I achieved those 3 dreams, I studied diploma of visual arts. Linda never stopped learning. Yeah, we remember lifelong learning spirit is a must. It's really good for you. So I studied diploma of visual arts. Um, at the end of that, I participated in exhibitions. This was my first one, and it was featured as a centerpiece. So it was very humbling. It was unreal, and I won more awards. This won the second prize. I won more awards, and this one, like I said before, it's got selected as the finalist for the Women's Art Prize on the theme of equality, right? So I'm a bit of an advanced thinker. This is back in 2016. Already, I tell others, I tell myself, let's celebrate each and every single one of us with I matter. Because even though I'm a woman, even though I celebrate women, even though I know the inequality still existed and we have to fight for it, but I no longer want any more division. Because when we just say women needs attention, the men say we do too. And then there's transgender, there's Black Lives Matters, there's minority group. Can you see we have so much divisions? And so I'm saying, look, why don't we all just celebrate each other? I matter, you matter, we all matter. And so that's why I titled this artwork, I Matter. And with that, I used to even celebrate I Matter Day. So the book has a big story. I'm going to condense it. Yeah, you can look at my Three Hearts page and learn more. The book was originally written for my children. It was through the journey of relocating my father to the nursing home that I realized my mother was no longer here to nurse him. I so wish she was here. She actually passed away this year, 20 years ago. So my children unfortunately never got to meet her. And at the time, I miss her so much. I wish she was here for my dad, but she was not. And in that moment of missing her, wishing she was here, I just reflected, all of a sudden, I just realized, oh my goodness, I have achieved every single dream I have. Now, this was before the book was written, yeah? The bridal shop, the travel, the teaching, the art. I just thought, I'm so grateful, in awe of gratitude to my mother. And I thought she's just incredible because she lost her own mother at the age of 8. And yet she became this incredible mother to 10 children. And in all of gratitude, I thought I must write about her to connect her to the children. I just want the children to know about grandma and her great teachings that have allowed me to achieve all of my dreams. That was all I wanted. What happened was that after I wrote the first draft, something happened. I heard on the news a 15-year-old girl took her own life due to cyberbullying. Another case, an 11-year-old boy took his own life due to cyberbullying. And it saddened me so much that I could not hold my tears. I just kept crying, could not stop. So then I felt compelled to share the book. I felt that it couldn't just be for my children. I have to share that with the world as well. And that's when I decided to publish the book. And as soon as I decided to publish the book, the vision of Three Hearts came. I'm going to tell you Three Hearts in just 1 second. But here, after the book was published, many readers have become published authors after they read my book. And I was also selected to be featured on the magazine, which is also a surprise. It was so surprised. I said earlier, the book has helped many students. This is an epic conference. In 2019, this conference was titled The Theme Connection. My book was published 2 years before in 2017. Now, I never told anybody this, but when my book was published, it was launched to 500 media outlets in America. So before my book was published, you barely hear many business use the word connection. But after my book was published, more and more business use the word connection. 2 years later, this conference theme was connection. At the conference, 1,600 scholars and PhDs, every single scientist in every single lecture on Friday, Saturday, Sunday will teach you about connection happiness. And they all would tell you they spend over 30 years to study the subject and test in the lab, whereas I was living it over 40 years, every day, witnessing it, testing it, living it myself before I wrote the book. It was an incredible moment of realization when I was amongst scientists, yet I was the only one who was holding the book that I published on that exact same topic, that same theme. It was epic. That's all I could say. And again, you can see everyone smiling. I got everyone so happy. Usually this is like the most serious person of the whole conference. He's the biggest, biggest person there. Of course, the next biggest is Dr. Martin Seligman. We have so many more stories to share. It was just epic. And Dr. Bouch, who I met there, said, Linda, I come to this conference every single time for 6 times now, right? I never have a chance to stand next to Marty. You were with him the whole night long. So it was very, very humbling. Then after that, I've been invited to live radio shows, speaking. Yeah, this is in San Diego. It was amazing. We all here, 400 people, business owners, we all want to be the change we want to see in the world. It was really heartwarming, very humbling. Three Hearts has the message for world peace. If you are leaders, I encourage you to embrace this for your community. Teach every single one. Why? Because part number 1 is love and connection for ourselves. That's why it's bright red, right? We are alive and pumping. Now, why is it so important? Heart number 1 is very important because when we have love and connection for ourselves, then we can have more compassion and empathy for ourselves, right? And when we have understanding, empathy, compassion for ourselves, that's when we can have the capacity for others. If we don't have that love and compassion for ourselves, it is very challenging to be able to provide that same for others. And that's why heart number 1 comes first. It's not about being self-centered or selfish, but it's about building us up as leaders so that we have the capacity to look after other people. It's just like on the plane, right? You're advised to put your oxygen mask on first, because if you don't, you're gone. Then you can't look after other people. Same concept here. That's why heart number 1 is love and connection for ourselves. Heart number 2 is love and connection for others. Heart number 3 is love and connection for the universe, the love of animal, environment, all of those, right? Now, how does it have the message, the access and power to world peace? This is because when we have enough love, passion, empathy for ourselves, then we can provide it to others. And when we can do that, we can lessen the biases, right? We can lessen the conflict. We can build more harmony. And as we do that, we have more capacity for cultural understanding to accommodate the cultural differences instead of cultural biases, right? And as we do more of that, we lessen the cultural differences, conflicts. We can actually take away racism. When we take away racism, there's peace amongst all of us already, right? And if you're the leader in all of us are leaders in our own way, right? If you would practice this, live and lead with love and compassion, there's no way we can have war in the world. Wouldn't you agree? Right? So I encourage all the big leaders around the world to actually embrace this philosophy of life of 3 hearts, to live and lead with love and compassion. Now, let's go a bit further. Even if I take all the wars away, let's say we stop all the wars, if you don't have enough love and compassion for yourself, there's a war up here. I don't like myself this. I don't like myself that. I cannot forgive myself this and that, right? There's a war here. I don't like her this. I don't like him saying that, blah, 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 blah. There's a war in the family. There's a war in the neighborhood. There's a war in the work environment, right? That's why when we practice love and compassion for ourselves, over time, we fill our cup up so full, then we can pour to others, right? And that is how and why we can have the access and power to world peace when we practice enough of this. Now, I know it sounds simple, but it's not easy to do. I also know, I'm not naive, that we might not be able to achieve world peace in this lifetime of mine. That's why this is relying on all of you youth leaders, right? All of you to practice this and pass it on to future generations to come. 3 hearts It's not just a movement, it's a way of life. And we need to embrace it in order to have world peace. So that is very, very important. Now, we already know these are my Three Hats community members. There's amazing stories here. Like Barbara, she said, all my life, tell me what to achieve, tell me what to do, I get it done. But I never have a chance to learn about myself until I come to Three Hearts. And Three Hearts has challenged me to be more than what I thought I was at the age of 76. Isn't that incredible? Right? We have so many more amazing stories, but I'm just going to move on. This is another medal for my book. This is a documentary that I'm featuring, one of the guests, right? This whole documentary is about cyber safety for children. When I was invited, I was given a script. And I said, I'm so sorry. I'm not going to read the script. I'm going to stay to my truth. And my truth is, I published the book because 2 kids who took their own life due to cyberbullying. And guess what happened? Because of that, I was able to validate the whole reason why this documentary is needed, is necessary, and it's important. Isn't that amazing when we stay to our truth? And with that, I believe it has helped adds the weight, right? Wouldn't you think? To win these 24 global awards. So it is so important when we lead ourselves well. Yeah, that's self-leadership. Know your truth, know your value, stay to your truth. And that's what I do. I always stay to my truth. And so last year, I was very humbled to name Changemaker of the Year as well. And there's more accolades. I won't show you all, but this is Coachable Platform. This is a platform where I built for the coaches to serve everyone who need coaching. Why did I do that? 2 reasons. Number one, I have a number of coach friends that post-pandemic couldn't get clients because before the pandemic, they get to go and networking in person, and that's how they get clients. And after the pandemic, they were not able to do the same, and they were not so savvy with digital marketing. So unfortunately, they had to go back to a 9-to-5 job. And that saddened me so much because as a coach, we help others to achieve their goals and dreams. And yet these friends of mine have to forego their dream of being a coach. And I felt so saddened. I felt like I have to do something. Simultaneously, through Three Hearts journey, I learned that there's 300 million people in the world are suffering from depression. And 72% of entrepreneurs have self-reported with mental health concerns. And that's when I thought, if we could have coaches to help entrepreneurs, right? Just because we want to go into business, all of a sudden we expected to know everything. You're the PAPR, you're in the marketing, you're accounting, you're everything, right? No wonder why we're stressed out, we get burnt out, right? And we don't have a lot of funding, we don't have a lot of people to help us, and it's such a lonely journey. And so I'm saying, come here, come to this platform, reach out for help. You don't have to suffer alone. And so that's why I built this platform for everyone to continuously to be better, right? Coachable. I want to emphasize the ch. That means we all have a lifelong learning spirit. We all want to be better version of ourselves each day. And that's why I built this platform. And so, like I said, in my book, I have many quotes. Okay, readers have become published authors, but this is my favorite one that I remind everybody every day. It's never, ever underestimate the power in you. Because, like I said, look at this little girl who knows what she could have done, right? And she has already impacted countless of lives. This is my NFT. I was invited to a metaverse conference in 2021. At the conference, all are IT experts. I was the only one who's not from IT. I was invited by a professor from Washington, D.C., from the university, because I have forward thinking. I care about future generations, and I care a lot about education. And because of that, I was able to add value to the conference. And at the end of that, they were so grateful. They were so pleased. They gifted me this NFT. And Dr. Alexander was really excited. He said, Linda, we have to make your figurine and we have to turn your book into Netflix film and we have to have toys and everything. He was just really excited. So by now, I have received 4 invitations to turn my story, my life story, and my book into a film, but I have not yet accepted. Even back in 2016, before I wrote the book, I was also selected as a main cast for a documentary, which I also did not accept because I wanted to stay to my truth. They get a title that I did not agree, and that's why I didn't accept. My whole life, every single job that I do, I never accept the job just because of the money or the status. I never accept any offer just for the name and fame. It was always about the truth. Why am I doing that? What purpose does it serve? Passion, purpose, contribution, contribution. My whole life is not just now that I contribute. It has been, this is our 3 generations of contribution work. My parents were always giving, even in the 30 years wartime. I don't know how they did it. We literally didn't have anything, but they were always giving, giving, giving. And so my daughter also did her charity work. So it's 3 generations of philanthropy work. But what I'm trying to say, the reason why I share that is that you don't have to have money to give. You just need to have an abundance mindset in order to give. And with that, I think I'll leave it there. Otherwise, we're going all day long. Linda has many stories to tell. I'm going to end it here. And if you have any questions, we have 5 minutes for Q&A.
Wow, wow, wow. Very interesting. Interesting. I'm glad that you share your story because
Well, thank you for inviting
sometimes,
me.
yes, because your story complete because you've given us 3 important elements, and for us to really capture, because yes, you've joined us you spoke maybe last year, just maybe a 10 minutes or 10 minutes, and that is not enough. So that is why we have to keep calling you back and calling you back. But during that time, you were not able to share your story because the time was limited. And even now, and that is why we requested that you share your story, because we want to know the story behind your victory, behind your success, behind your book. And we want to learn from your story to your principle. And you've really shared with us that today. And I want to say thank you so much for sharing your story. Now, before Dr. Linda move on, I want to appreciate Ambassador Bola Titoladapo Ayola, Ambassador Lukman Nuruddin, and Dr. Stephen Cameron, and I believe many people also will join us later. We also want to appreciate all our friends from Facebook, Nona Kafa, Grace Samuel, Isaiah. Thank you so much for joining us, and many, many more. They really like your presentation. And sure, one of them said, sure, you are a superpower. And it's so wonderful with your story. So I want to say thank you. Now, we need questions before she leaves. Ambassador Bola Tito. Okay, it might be the connection or where she is at the moment. Dr. Stephen Cameron, anything you want to contribute?
Thank you so much, a very dear Dr. Queen Elizabeth. Thank you so much. It was such an amazing and powerful testimony, by the way, I would say. I learned a lot out of it, and the determination which she had, the way she followed her passion, the way she was enthusiastic about being successful. And I love the concept of I matters, which Linda has taught us. It was a very powerful concept. And also, never ever underestimate the power within you.
I like it.
And that's really awesome. And there's another statement which Linda made, which was amazing, that she never accepted any offer because of money. She
I
always
like
followed
that
her
too.
heart. And we are proud of you, madam. Keep up the very good work which you are doing. And there's a question in my mind that there might be some moments on which uh, she might feel demotivated.
Mhm.
What were the factors, which made you motivated at that point of time? Please elaborate. Thank you so much.
You just read my mind, Dr. Stephen, because I was just about to
Oh,
ask the same question.
amazing, amazing.
So,
Uh,
yes, we want to
so
hear.
we are learning from you, our
Yeah.
dear professor. Thank you.
Okay. So, Dr. Linda, question.
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, let me rephrase it. There might be some times in your life, where you might be feeling demotivated also, because I've seen you enthusiastic all the time, whenever you were narrating your story, and that's really awesome. So, what you did to actually, kept yourself enthusiastic, motivated, determined. I mean, there might be some downs also in life when one feels a little bit demotivated. Please, thank you.
I'm so glad you asked that question because it's so true, right? It's so true. We can never be constantly happy, which is it's unrealistic. No one can be. No one can be, right? And that's exactly why I share the tip number 2 is connect with nature. That alone has saved many of my clients. Okay, like I said, I help executives who raised millions of dollars, and in business there's no guarantee and lost it all. We have to begin again. The very first exercise I advise is to go and connect with nature. Okay, it is very, very powerful. Nature has the power to heal, to rejuvenate, to give you all the energy that you need. Okay, you would not be able to comprehend its power and effectiveness until you actually do it. I can tell you all I want. I can tell you till the cows come home. It's like learning a bike. I can describe it, I can draw it, I can do everything, but not until you get on the bike and learn to do it that you feel how it feels. I can describe swimming. I can draw the pictures. I can paint it, right? But not until you actually get into the pool and swim, then you know how it feels like. Connecting with nature is the same. It sounds so simple. It sounds so insignificant, but the power of it is magical. That's all I could say.
Thank you
That's
so
all I could
much.
say. And you're
Thank you
right,
so
I'm
much.
human too, right? I am not always like this. So there are times it's very frustrating. There are times it's very upsetting. And anybody who knows me, my Three Hearts community knows me. Linda cries very easily. That's exactly why I share the book. You can read my book. Growing up, I was told you're just too sensitive, right? I cry very easily. I get upset very easily. But it is nature that rescued me. It is from nature that I found my happiness. And it is nature that nurtures me now to continue to refuel my passion and power in order to continue to serve.
Wow, wow,
Amazing.
interesting.
Thank you.
Thank you. Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Dr. Linda. Before you go quickly, just 1 second, but let me first of all welcome our next speaker, Dr. Mike Litma. Thank you so much for joining us earlier. Thank you so much, Ambassador Bolatito. I think she's ready now to say something to us quickly. I'll just ask this question and then I will call on, let me call on Ambassador Bola because sometimes it might be connection. So maybe when I call her, she might not be able to. You have something to say, ma'am?
Yes, ma. Thank you, Dr. Linda, for this presentation today. I just want to buttress to what you said about connecting with the nature. This morning, I woke up overwhelmed with so many things, and I decided to go out on a walk.
Mm.
I did about 2 hours walk today. Thank God it was sunny. I mean, the sun came out early. And I came back to join the Zoom now. And I feel so like happy,
Mhm.
joyful, and ready to face that challenge that,
Mm.
I mean, that was overwhelming me. Let me put it that way. So thank you for sharing this with us, connecting with the nature.
Mhm.
That's really powerful. Thank you very much.
Okay.
I'm so glad to hear that. I'm so
Mhm.
glad to hear that you literally just proven what I just teach. It
Yes.
is so true that you don't feel the power, you don't feel its magic until you actually feel it. And in order to feel it, you just have to do it. You just
Yes.
have to get out of your house, get out of the office, just go for a walk. And
Mhm.
wherever there's trees, wherever there's grass, go there. Wherever there's water, whatever nature, a lake, a pond, anything, animals, anything out of the four walls.
I actually went to the seaside and
Mm.
Oh,
I was
that's
just
even better.
imagining the work of God and everything went
Yes,
away. Thank you so much.
yes. So that the sea
Amazing.
air washes away your old energy and replenish you with the new energy.
Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing.
So if
Thank you
there's no
so
more
much.
questions, I
Uh,
want to say thank you so much because it's
one more
actually,
question. One more
yeah,
question. I
okay,
said I just
okay.
allow and that also reflects to my question, and that will be my last question. Although I know we have all questions, still same still working on ourselves. I just want to ask this question quickly. I mean, how do you overcome challenge? Give one example.
So in life, we have many kinds of challenges. So obviously, each challenge presents itself different level of difficulties, different level of execution that you need, right? But I cannot say enough. Seriously, my whole life evolves. If you can ask me anything, it will still come back to nature.
Mm,
There are times that we do not have answers to every single challenge we have. I'm
mhm,
still just human, right?
mm,
There are times that just no answer. You just don't have answer. What can you do? Go to nature. The
yes.
answers are there. It's very, very amazing. Let me explain to you. Go, walk, run, roll the grass, whatever you need to do. Take your shoes off if you need to. Try and listen, not just to the birds. The birds are easy to hear. Try to listen to the calm lake. Try to listen to the hustles of the wind and the leaves. When you can hear those quietness, you found your magic. And when you can get to that state, really, no matter what challenges you go through, all you need is talk to nature. I talk to nature all the time. I talk to the mountains. I talk to the sea. I talk to the trees and the plants. I have a private little, when I say private, I don't own it. I found this place that not many people go to. So I accustomed it to be my own private little forest. And in this private little forest, I found this tree. I shared it sometimes on my Facebook timeline. I might, if I find a photo, I'll share with you, Professor Elizabeth, and then you can share with everybody.
Yeah,
I
thank
found
you.
this tree that looks like the dinosaur. I gave him a
Mm,
name. He became my friend. And anytime I have challenges like you asked, I would talk to my little friend dinosaur. And the comfort I receive is beyond human. I know it sounds crazy.
mm,
When you communicate with nature, your whole life transforms. It's very different. The tranquility, the calmness amongst the chaos, it just provides enormous amount of comfort that you cannot describe. One day,
mm,
I'll tell you this little cute story. Recently, only 2 weeks ago, I went there on a cloudy day. I couldn't see him. I go, oh no, don't tell me they chop him off, because sometimes they clear it, right? They clear the area and they've been chopping trees off. And I got so upset because my little friend's gone. But then luckily the next day when the sun's out, I went back. It turns out that his leaf was overgrown that covered him.
mm,
And I did not know that I would get upset. But that's how much comfort nature can provide you. So really, I cannot speak enough of the power and magic of nature. Any challenges you have, anytime I don't have answers, my answers are there. Your
mm.
answers are in nature. So with that, I hope that that serves you.
Thank you
I hope
so
you
much.
all apply it. Don't just listen. If you just listen, it's just another beautiful story. But do it. Do it, take action and apply. And that's when you find your magic. I hope and I wish that you find your magic like I have in my life.
Thank you so much, Dr. Linda. You've really shared with us this this morning, and definitely we will take action because we believe in transformation. It's like you said, it's not just coming to Masterclass to listen to it, to write notes, because although I always write notes so that I can remind myself of what I've heard, because even if you are there listening, sometimes you might forget some of the things, but when you write it down or you watch the video again, then you can remind yourself of the actions to be taken. And I want to say thank you so much because you've done very well. Yes, let me also let you know that
Sure.
I also did my own work exercise this morning before the conference, before this masterclass for 2 hours within our area. And I'm also, because I'm going to sit it down listening to Dr. Mike. So I believe by the time it finishes at his 2 sections, I will need another walk.
That's right. You shared with me before we begin that you did some work. So I was so happy to hear that. I was so happy for you when you shared with me that. Well, I would like to wish everyone an amazing day.
Yes,
and I will see you all next time. If you have any questions, just leave in the comment and I'll try to answer.
Yes.
Bye for now, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy your day.
Okay, God
Pleasure.
bless.
Thank you
Bye.
for having me. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Yeah.